welcome back to the Talkman Radio Show live. We are here live, and it's we got what's his face next. We got Halloween next week, but before all the scary stuff, we got some scary stuff going on in football. We got no Michael Thomas this week again. If anybody out there has him, boy, he is frustrating this year. So thanks everybody for being here, and thank you very much to 12 Ounce Sports. Don't forget, you can follow 12 Ounce Sports on Facebook and Twitter and on YouTube, or go to 12OunceSportsRadio.com to check out stuff like these, all new stuff. Well, we're going to go into this for a second, but we got all these new articles up. I just put this up, the NBA Draft set date. It's virtual, and here's an interesting one. I'm going to read that later. Former NBA player to fight on the Tyson card. Nate Robinson's going to beat up some guy. I'm wondering if Jason Kidd's going to have his wife on. He's going to fight his wife on there. There's so many different ways we can go with this. So that's pretty interesting. But go check out 12OunceSportsRadio.com for new articles up. And don't forget to donate if you're still working. We're going to get into this. Eagles, Giants. And don't forget to pick up 12 Ounce Sports gear. We got the new Fill the Cup shirts out. We've got the old 12 Ounce Sports stuff out there. We've got World Hockey stuff. We've got Minor League Rando. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff out there for you to wear and promote 12 Ounce Sports. People are like, what's all that? Yo, go find out, bitch. So that's the start of the show. Before we get into the real show, I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about 12 Ounce Sports. Now the action's officially back on. 12 Ounce Sports is your home for the best live talk shows covering all aspects of the sporting world and live game broadcasts with Zingo TV adding 12 Ounce Sports to their long list of channels. You can now catch my show and all the others on Zingo TV channel 761. All you got to do is download Zingo TV and use the promo code 12Ounce. That's 120Z when signing up. It's that simple. Be sure to check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12OunceSportsRadio.com. And there you go. And we're all caught up. And I got that done in like 2 minutes. So, getting into the show, let's do the rundown real quick. Got some changes we're going to go over, including this change. We're going to talk about Thursday Night Football. We're going to go through the run. We're going to do the preview, give you some guys to pick up. Looking at you, Saints. We do best bets. We're going to do Love Is Nice for you. All right, that's the show. That's where we're going with this. That's where we're going. So, I'm going to tell you about the show. Let's tell you a little bit about the show. Show's going to change a little bit. It's going to be better. I've been in touch with the 12 Ounce Sports guys, and they're helping me out because I've told you before, I don't understand a lot of this stuff. I speak into the mic, and the words go into the computer. And then magically, through some kind of sorcery, you hear it. That's all I know. So we're going to make the show a little better. We're going to change it around, and it's going to be more interactive for you. We're going to learn how to do that, and that's coming. I have a couple weeks to figure it out, so probably after the election, the show is going to be better.
You're the big man, I say.
Nah, I don't want to go that far, but we'll see. So we've got that going on. The fluffy mouth is gone. We got swept last week. One of my teams put up 50 points. That's how bad my teams went. Now, like, if you remember the beginning of the year, I showed you this is the sheet I'm using to draft my teams. And so a lot of the teams have a lot of the same guys on. We got Russell Wilson on there, who was out. We've got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, who was out. We've got Mike Evans. Got Big Mike. One for 10 yards? Not great. Nick Chubb's out. He's hurt. So a lot of the guys, and Darius Slayton, he's out. A lot of the guys are the same guys, and they all did shit. One of my teams put up 50 points. So we got swept last week. That means that the fuzzy mouth got shaved off, and all the hair got in my mouth. It was gross. I haven't had that much hair in my mouth since my ex-girlfriend. So that's what happened. And that's where we're at now. So we got a new show coming up. We got no fuzzy mouth. And that's pretty much it. So that you're all caught up. You're all caught up, as we say. So let's get into what happened last night. Well, what happened last night was some pickups went well or went wrong. We'll figure that out. But let's go into the game real quick. So if you have the Giants plus 4.5 and the under, you hit. If you went the other way and you lost. That's just the way it is. Division games, just especially if it's over 3, just take the points. Take the points. All games should be 3. And take the points whenever it's more. Like, over 50% of the time. So, Eagles 22, Giants 21. That's what happened. In the game, in terms of fantasy, well, Daniel Jones doesn't really do anything. All those games, they had 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, blah, blah, he's so great. Yeah, well, he's not doing that this year. They changed the offense around. He threw the ball 30 times. He got 180. He had 20 completions for 187 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Another pick. Every week he has a pick or a fumble or something stupid, or a fjord. So, out of Daniel Jones, if you had to start him, which I don't even think if you had to start, there's way better guys you could have started. So I don't know how many people started, but you got maybe like 20, 26, 27 points. A lot of it came from this 92 yards rushing he had on that one long run where they thought he could go and then the
I'm not going. Let's go.
Yeah, we're not going to the end zone. We're going to stop at the 8-yard line or whatever that was. That was gross. Wayne Gallman got you 9.4 plus another 7. Got you like 16 points right there. Deion Lewis had a couple. Devontae Freeman out 3 for 8. And Evan Ingram. I don't know why they used that play. I don't know where Evan Ingram became a running back, but they've been running the ball with him. And I know it's that little wraparound thing. It's nonsense. Take it out of the playbook. It worked once. Everybody's caught on to it. It doesn't work. Evan Ingram isn't that great. So, especially catching the ball, screwing up like that. Now they want to make him a running back. Give me a break. So, Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, 659 with a touchdown. That'll get you about 17, 18 points. Evan Ingram, 6 for 46. 10.6 points plus the 3. Almost 11 points. Golden Tate, 1 catch, 39 yards. That's not great. I mean, that's not being utilized a lot. Darius Slayton, my guy, had to start him. 2 for 23, which got me 4.3. And Wayne Gallman filling out 5 for 20, extra 7 points. Made him a pretty good pickup if you got it. I don't know how many people were starting Wayne Gallman. You probably started Devontae Freeman if you had to start anybody. Wayne Gallman got you like 17 points. So, could be a pickup next week if Freeman's going to be out. So, the defense didn't really do much. I think they got a pick. That's about it. They got 3 sacks. Not great. So, on the Giants side, if you started Shepard, you did okay. I don't know how many people are starting Shepard. And Wayne Gallman, if you started him, you did okay. And even Daniel Jones, But I don't think you're starting anybody in the Giants. So that's really just points that went nowhere. It just went in the ether, those points. On the Eagles side, Wentz did pretty good for you. Pretty good. 359, 2 touchdowns and a pick. That'll get you, if you get bonuses, you got a bonus at the 300 mark usually. That'll get you, he put up about, with the rushing touchdown, and he had 7-14 in the rushing touchdown. With the rushing touchdown, and if you get a bonus, you got about 35 points. If you don't get the bonus, you still got over 30. You got like 32. So good game for Carson Wentz. That's why people were dropping him. Pick that guy up. It's one thing I don't get about fantasy football. If you have a guy ranked high and he starts out the season slow and people start dropping him, just grab him, especially quarterbacks. You never know when you're going to need a quarterback. So, I mean, Carson Wentz, now granted, he doesn't really have anybody, but last few weeks, we're getting into pickups right now. Last few weeks, anybody picking up Travis? Where's he at? Are they picking up Travis Fulgham? Oh, 5 for 73, not bad. Didn't catch a touchdown, but 5 for 73, not terrible. But who did catch his touchdown was the pickup of the week. This week so far, Boston Scott, 12 for 46. Now, that's not great. That's not even using him that much. But 4.6 points, not bad. And then grab a little 3 for 46 plus the little touchdown at the end, which is a nice grab. That'll get you 18 points right there total. So, I mean, if you have Miles Sanders, who was a second-round pick, you're looking at, his replacement, who I picked up in one league. I couldn't get him in the other league. I actually had to play him again in another league I was looking for him at. That really sucked. And I put Darius Slayton in that league, so that was just a blowout. So we got to come back from that. But Boston Scott was pick up for this week. So far, it looks pretty good. I don't see anybody else. I mean, we'll see what happens Sunday, but I don't see anybody else. 18 points, pretty tough to beat as a pickup. I mean, he'll probably be in the top 3 in terms of pickups this week, but that's not bad. 18 points for a guy who's grabbed off the waiver wire. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Jason Huntley, Sean Jackson, all these guys, meh. Richard Rodgers, I don't know if anybody's starting him. Maybe you were, with Zach Ertz. Got you a nice little 14.5 points. Not bad there. A couple big plays, too. And then after that, it's just random guys catching balls. Greg Ward picking it up with 15.2 points. Not bad, Greg Ward. It's all these other. You see, when good quarterbacks and like I'm saying, Wentz is a good quarterback. He's not a shitty quarterback. He just doesn't have weapons. But good players make the players around him better. Who the hell picked up? Who drafted Travis Fulgham? Nobody. They're picking him up. And when he had his first week where he played well, people weren't picking him up. Now people say, oh, well, there's nobody else to throw to, and he seems to be working well with this guy, so let's pick this guy up now. It took weeks to pick that guy up in some leagues. And like 3 of the leagues I'm in, and I'm in South Jersey. This is Eagles country around here. like Mike says, I bleed green, go Birds. it's nobody picked this guy up even after he played well for him in Eagles country. So, and I'm thinking other places around the league, he's probably still out there. But Hightower grabbed 159. Boston Scott, we already told you, picked up a big play at the end of the game. Really made the game for you. If you had him, you started him, which I did in one league. I'm going to keep saying it because I did well. Because I'm not going to get into it. So Greg Ward did well. Deshaun Jackson, 3 for 34. And then everybody else just kind of made up the difference. But Carson Wentz did well. And, if he's still out there in any leagues, he probably got re-picked up by guys who dropped him. I picked him up where he got dropped. So that was last night's game. I do want to go over real quick how you do it. We're at the halfway mark. So I want to go over that real quick. As a matter of fact, I'll even show you. I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do it now real quick. So, welcome to the 12-ounce sports league. So this is where we're at in the 12-ounce sports league. Not too bad. These are this is basically the halfway mark. I go 3, 3, 3, and then down the stretch is the 4 games where you get that extra game to make up or lose and make the playoffs or not make the playoffs. And it's a long stretch we have, a long stretch run we have at the end. But here's where I am. That's it's not great, but it's where that's where we're at. I lost 2 games by a total of 0.58 points. I think 0.58 points. 2 games I lost. Yeah, that's just bad luck. But overall, I'm second in points. Not bad. And I'm not getting that many points scored on me, which is weird. But I still lost 3 freaking games. So, and I'm in 3rd place, 5th place overall. So we'll see. We got the second half of the season to go. We're 500. Sub Club's hanging in there. Ginger Jesus, he's all your 12-ounce sports buddies. They're the Rainbow football team. The Profits are there. Philly Pete's hanging in there. Vegas Squares, they got a nice little win off me. So did Ginger Jesus. Fire Matt Patricia, and the janitor. So, janitor's not doing too great, but we still have another half of the season. Got another half of the season with an extra game to go. So that's the 12-ounce sports league right there if you're interested. That's where we're at so far this week. So we'll see what happens. So just want to throw that out there for you. No, we can't do that yet. We're not doing that yet. So if you took the Giants, good for you. What else? Oh, let's do this. Well, let's do this instead. How about this? We're gonna change it. Show you about my bookie. We've got sports back pretty much every day now, and if you want to support the 12-ounce sports feed, there's an easy way to get in on the action. 12-ounce sports is going to hook you up with a crazy deal when you sign up and make your first deposit on mybookie.ag, right there. And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna use their lines, and I'm gonna go over the week. When you make your first deposit on mybookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 when you punch in the promo code 12-ounce sports. That's 12OZ sports, all caps, no spaces. When signing up on mybookie.ag to get your deposit matched up to $1,000. Remember, always gamble responsibly. That's mybookie.ag. And the promo code is 12OZ sports. That's 12-ounce sports. Right there. Boom. Boom, right there. So we showed you about the changes in the show that's coming up in a few weeks. We went over Thursday Night Football and some fantasy stuff. We're going to talk about some more fantasy stuff and the whole week coming up. Michael Thomas out. I think Sanders is out too. So who are you going to start? Traquan Smith or whatever the hell his name is. Jared Cook. We'll see. Let's do another promo real quick. I'm in a promo mood. We're going to do some more promos real quick. Zingo TV. There you go. Check out Zingo TV. It's free. Please use the promo code 12ounce 12OZ. It really helps us out. 12-ounce sports is channel 761, and they'll have other actual sports channels on there, music channels, and a bunch of other stuff. It's great. It's free. Like I say, every week, free. Go check it out, and it's free. But please, when you sign up, use promo code 12OZ. That's 12-ounce. So, look, hey, Eli Manning there. I don't even know what this is. What? I-95 Sports Network. We're not watching them. We're watching 12-ounce sports. So you can have that up. Why am I promoting another channel? I-95 Sports. We don't want them. 12-ounce sports, channel 761. Don't forget, it's free on Zingo TV. Zingo TV, it's free. Like the song. I don't think that song exists, but, I can make one up. They'll pay me. So, moving on. And don't forget the replay of Talkman Radio Show Live is 11 a.m. on Saturday. Every Saturday. So, let's talk about this weekend, what we got going on. We have some games moved around, I think. Let's go to the schedule. Let's go to the scores on NFL Network around NFL.com. I think they mention, who was it? I think the Bucks and the Raiders.
Diane retired and opened that pottery studio.
She
How did
did?
you come up with all these backstories?
I got help from a pro.
All right, we don't need. All right, Peyton. Peyton yapping it up about insurance or whatever the hell that is. I think the Bucks and the Raiders got moved to 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I think they were the late game, and then they moved. This doesn't even make sense. Steelers and Titans got moved. I have no idea. It's not even in order. It's not even in order the way they did it. It's ridiculous. So we'll just go through them all. I'm not going to break it up into Sunday, Monday. We'll just go through them all straight. This is the new 8 o'clock game, Seahawks Cardinals. So let's get started. Let's just get started. I'm not going to complain about this crap. Too annoying. Anyway, so we've got 1 o'clock. Lions Falcons. This is the Falcons they can put up points, so they're going to be fantasy relevant every week, no matter what. The Lions, not so much, unless you're looking at. Are you going with DeAndre Swift? DeAndre Swift had not DeAndre Swift. Yeah, I think it's DeAndre Swift. I forget. I don't have him in any leagues, so I don't know his name. Are you going to go? You can go with Stafford. I guess you might need him on a if your quarterback's on a bye. Galladay, you're definitely going with Hawkinson as a good matchup. And a lot of these guys, on offense, have a good matchup because the Falcons' defense is horrible. The only reason they played well last week is because they were playing stupid Cowboys, which is they're so out of it. They don't even know what they're doing anymore. And now they got no quarterback. It's just a joke over there. But sticking with this team, this is a pretty fantasy relevant game down there in old hot Atlanta. You might be starting, and he's a viable start, Stafford. DeAndre Swift, you're going to go with him? Maybe. I don't know what they're doing with Adrian Peterson there. It's a little crazy going on in the running back position. I don't think they've settled yet. But either one of them are a viable option. I'd go with Swift first just because his blow-up game last week. See if you can keep riding that. You've got Galladay. You've got maybe even Marvin Jones. You've definitely got Hawkinson. I don't know if I'd put the defense out there, but on the Falcons side, you've got Ridley. You've got Jones. You've got Matt Ryan, especially after last week's 4-touchdown game. You've got Todd Gurley, who's actually playing way better than I thought he would. Still getting touchdowns. I did not think he was going to do that well this year, but you never know. Injuries with him could just pop up. But if you got him, you're starting him. So you're basically starting everybody in this game. This is actually pretty heavy. This is an above-average fantasy game. Borderline, very, very good fantasy game. Borderline heavy fantasy. So your game is not a borderline heavy fantasy game. The next game we're looking at, except for the Browns defense, that's you're probably going with this is an average fantasy game. You might be going with Burrow, Joe Mixon. I don't know. If you probably have to start him if you have him because you put so much, you have so much stock in him as being a second, third round pick. So you probably have to go with him. Tyler Boyd, maybe if you have guys on buys. It's really tough because the Browns defense is tough. People are picking up AJ Green. I don't know about all that. I love how this guy stinks, and then one go, now he's great. Hold your horses there. But on the Browns side, Kareem Hunt, you're definitely starting. OBJ, Landry's a little banged up. I'd stay away from him. And speaking of banged up, Mayfield, they said is a little banged up too. So it's kind of tough on the Browns side. Kareem Hunt, I'd definitely go with. OBJ, I'd definitely go with. And the defense, I'd definitely go with. But everybody else is kind of got a big old question mark next to him. So I'm not really big on that. But this is a meh fantasy game, meh to average. We'll see what those guys can do about it. But I'm not very interested in this game. I actually think the Browns are going to win this game. I think the Browns are playing. They're playing well. They've got their what kind of offense they got. And I've said it for the last couple of weeks. They have a good defense. They have guys on the defensive side of the ball that can play. That can really, really play. So we'll see how far they go. Injuries are not doing well. That Nick Chubb injury hurt me and hurt them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do like the Browns in this game. And in the Lions game, I do like the Lions. Packers-Texans. I like the Texans a little bit in this game. I think Packers were kind of exposed last week a little bit. But let's get into the fantasy focus. This is a good fantasy game. You've got a lot of guys on both sides. Rodgers, you're starting. Aaron Jones, you're starting. Maybe you're going with Tanyan. I'm not sure about his if he's banged up a little bit. I'm not sure about that, so we gotta look into that. You gotta stay on top of that. I think he was banged up last week. He got hurt a little bit against the Tampa Bay Bucks, so that's interesting. Green Bay's 5-0 all time in Houston. That's tough. I didn't see that, but screw it. We'll go with Texans. We'll go with the Texans anyway. On the defensive side, maybe you go with the Packers, see if you can get some sacks. Maybe get a pick or two off of Watson. Devontae Adams, you're starting. That's about it on the Packers side. On the Texans side, Will Fuller's actually becoming, color me stunned. I did not think Will Fuller was going to be the main guy. I figured somebody was going to have to be the main guy, but I was just up in the air on who it would be. Was it going to be Cooks, but I didn't like his injury history? Was it going to be Fuller, but I don't like his injury history? Was it going to be Kenny Stills, but I don't even know who he is? Was it going to be Darren Fells? I don't know who the hell it was going to be, but it really looks like Will Fuller is becoming the main guy there to put up points and get targets and get you some fantasy, push your fantasy team forward. But we'll see. On the Texas side, you definitely start Will Fuller. I'm still not sold on Brandon Cooks, even though he had the big game a couple weeks ago. The defense, maybe. I doubt it, though, against the Packers. Deshaun Watson, you're starting. David Johnson, you're starting. And that's about it. But that's pretty good. That's about 6, 7, 8 guys that you're probably going to start in this game. So that's it's pretty comfortable fantasy game you got going on here, Packers Texans. But I don't know why I'm kind of inching towards the Texans this week. Even though they're 1-5 and 4-1 to home teams, you get that. Even though home field advantage isn't as great as it was, every other normal year. But we'll see. I'm gonna go out of my limb and say the Texans are gonna win this game. I think they're getting points at home. We'll get into that. Panthers Saints. I think the Panthers are better than people think they are. I really do. I think they're better than people think they are, and I don't think the Saints are as good as people think they are. Especially with Thomas out and I think Sanders is out as well. Not great. Teddy Bridgewater coming back to play his old team. You get some revenge factor there. But on the Panthers side, you could be starting Bridgewater due to a bye. You're probably starting Mike Davis if you lost McCaffrey and had to pick him up. He's doing well. He's doing very well for you in terms of who Mike who a couple weeks. Oh, Mike Davis. Yeah, we'll pick him up. See what he can do. About like 20-something points. Oh yeah, put that guy in. You can trade him. He's trade bait now if you really want him. But he's only good for a couple weeks. Then he's gonna get back in the oven and wait for the other guy to go down and we take him out and put him in there again. DJ Moore was supposed to be the guy, but Robbie Anderson seems to be the guy that they're throwing the ball to, the speedster. So Panthers are I think they're better than people thought they were going to be. They're definitely better than I thought they were going to be. I thought 3 wins all they were going to get, and 3 wins may be all they do get. That's all you're guaranteed is what you have right now, and they have 3 wins. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I remember telling my buddy. Before, where he was in a league with 2 quarterbacks. It was what do they call it? Superflex. And he was like, I don't know who to pick. I don't know what quarterbacks to pick. Dating myself. We were in the basement watching on a thick TV. He had Brian Greasy and Doug Flutie as his quarterbacks. I picked his quarterbacks for him. Because back then I would really wait really long to just pick quarterbacks, unless there was one of the guys I liked. And first week, they both went nuts. Like, yo, I'm winning the championship. I'm like, hold on there, buddy. 1 week. That's all you got in your pocket now is 1 week. And they flew the rest of the year. I forget what year that was. On the Saints side, the Saints are kind of Kansas City light in terms of fantasy. You got a lot of guys there, but a lot of these guys, but the wide receivers are out. So you're going with Drew Brees, if he's your starter, he's kind of moving into the secondary starting role in terms of fantasy because he gets drafted so late now because there's so many other guys out there who run the ball. They get picked first. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Sean Watson. I'm talking about draft-wise. So, he very well could be your secondary quarterback or your backup. Josh Allen, another one. So you may be starting this week as a guy on a bye. But Drew Brees is definitely a guy you could throw in there. Kamara, top 5 pick. No Michael Thomas. No Emmanuel Sanders. I'm pretty sure. I would look it up, but I'm not going to. If he's playing, then you go with Emmanuel Sanders. If he's not playing, Tre'Quan Smith, Jared Cook, they're going to eat up a lot of the targets along with Alvin Kamara. So we'll see. But I kind of like another game. I kind of like the Panthers in this game. This is a week I think is going to go. Things are going to go a little crooked. They're going to go like that. They're going to go one way and then go the other way. Kind of like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do like. Ooh, there we go. Just making sure everything's okay. So I kind of like the Panthers in this game, but this is a pretty good fantasy game, which I did not think. At week 1, if you'd have told me this is going to be a heavy fantasy game, I'd be like, get out of here. Here's a game that is not a heavy fantasy game. You got one side. Bills, Jets. Ugh. Bills, you got Josh Allen you're going with. Devin Singletary. And maybe a couple of the receivers, if you're lucky. I wouldn't go too many receivers because this game could get out of hand so quick that even though they're at the Jets, this game could get out of hand so quick that they just stop throwing the ball. And it could just be a Devin Singletary game. So I'd be big to throw in Singletary. I'd be big on Josh Allen. You're definitely starting Stephon Diggs. And maybe a Cole Beasley. I'd stay away from John Brown a little bit. I mean, not to say you can't do anything, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen in these games. But I wouldn't go too big on the pass catchers because I think once they get ahead on this team, they can start running the ball. On the Jets side, you got nobody. You really and the Bills defense too. Any defense against the Jets, you're going to go with. On the Jets side, I don't even think Crowder's playing. He's the only guy they got. And I think he's out. So, boy, they got problems. They got massive problems. I wouldn't take anybody on the Jets. Nobody. Not one of these guys. So, that's what we're looking at here. And I'm taking the Bills in this game all the way. But, well, I'm not even going to get into that. Not even going to get into that. Look, Cowboys and Indians. Cowboys and former Indians. Cowboys and SJWs. Cowboys, I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, are you going to keep starting Cowboys now, even with that showing that Andy Dalton had? Now, he was a decent quarterback. Shit, he won. What was it? He won the AFC North like 3 times in a row with the Bengals. That was a while ago, but they were winning like 11, 12 games every year. For like 2 or 3 years there. They did well. That ain't Andy Dalton now. Especially coming into a new situation, even though he's surrounded by weapons. I just don't trust him to make good decisions or have the offense down so well that he can keep. I mean, he could prove me wrong. I'm just not trusting him yet. So you've got the Cowboys. You've got Andy Dalton. Maybe you have to start. Maybe. If you had Dak Prescott, you picked him up. So that's possible. You're definitely starting Zeke. You're probably going to start Amari Cooper. I'm not big on that either. Are you still going with C.D. Lamb and Michael Gallup? I don't know about that. You're definitely not going to Cedric Wilson. So it's tough. Blake Jarwin, his stock went right down the tubes. So it's you got a tough sledding, going on the road at Washington, Washington has a decent defense. I would even start Washington's defense. So I don't know who you're starting the Cowboys outside of Cooper and Elliott, and that's about it. And if they have any sense in their freaking brains over there, you run Elliott 30 times a game and see what happens. But I'm not a coach. I'm just a guy with a microphone and 4 fantasy football teams. So on the other side, you've got Alex Smith, I think, is going to be starting. Great story, him coming back. I haven't read up on that whole injury thing. I know it was bad, but I heard he was dying and stuff like that. That's crazy. So good for him coming back. You're going to play against the Cowboys. You're at home. You've got Terry McLaurin. That's a guy you're starting. Running back wise, Antonio Gibson, maybe even J.D. McKissick in PPR. I can see that because he never really. He catches all. He caught 6 balls for like 40-something yards and had a handful of carries for a handful of yards, which got you double digits. So it's interesting what's happening there with Washington. I don't think they're a good team, but I think against a bad team like the Cowboys, whose defense is all over the place and they can be scored on, you've got a shot here, especially with Alex Smith. Either of those running backs. I think Gibson gets the rushing yards, and McKissick is the third down back, catching the balls out of the backfield, and Terry McLaurin catching all the other balls, getting a big target share. I'll take Washington in this game, and we'll go with the Washington defense as well. So this is a meh fantasy game just because no Dak Prescott anymore. It brings the Cowboys down from very exciting fantasy team to have guys on to a meh team to have fantasy guys on. They're moving games around. I don't think this is a Mexican beer play game. I think they just moved it because they wanted to put this game on prime time. Seahawks, Cardinals, this is a pretty good fantasy game. Now, if you're on the Seahawks side, you got Wilson, you've got Chris Carson, you've got Terry, you got Tyler Lockett, you've got DK Metcalf, you've got, that's about it. They don't really throw to the tight end very much. You've got guys that aren't even in the league that are getting drafted. Now, granted, I'm the one drafting them. But I picked up Antonio Brown, hold on about a couple weeks, see what happens. If he gets picked up by these guys and he's in shape and he comes in and starts playing well, not that I'm a big fan of Antonio Brown the person, but the football player, we'll see what happens. Especially coming with this quarterback. Or he could come in and destroy that locker room. Anything can happen. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. I'll hold on for a little bit. If things get crazy, you just dump them and pick up somebody else. On the Cardinals side, you've got Murray. You've got Hopkins. All of a sudden, Kenyon Drake's coming around. That guy's coming around, playing well. Granted, that's one big run he had, but that put him up there. He's doing well now. We've got Christian Kirk had a big catch. I don't see you starting him, but he played well, so something to look at. At least keep an eye on it. I don't know if it's so hard to get target share on this team because it all goes to Hopkins. They throw the ball to him 20 times a game, so how are you going to get, who else is going to get more than five targets per game? And if you're lucky, and if you can keep that going steadily, you're freaking lucky. I don't even see that happen. So the only guy worth anything on the receiver side is Hopkins. So that's about it. I wouldn't go with any of the defenses because both these teams can put up points. But I do like the Seahawks in this game, so if somebody beats them, I like the Seahawks. But this is a heavy fantasy game. This is a pretty heavy fantasy game. I guess that's why they put it on 8 o'clock. Gonna be exciting. Gonna be some points scored, I think. So we're looking at that 8 o'clock little time change there for you. This game is, the Chiefs are basically putting everybody out there on the fantasy side. The Broncos, you don't really have much. You got Fant. I don't even think he's playing. I think he's hurt. So on the Chiefs side, we got, and I like the Chiefs on the road. We'll get into that. We haven't gotten into we'll get into the whole gambling aspect. Are you gambling? So we'll get into all that. But overall, you got the Chiefs, you got the quarterback, the running back. I'm sure people are holding on. I'll bet people have made moves to pick up Le'Veon Bell. Now that is basically you're just picking up a handcuff there. And he's not even getting any playing time yet. He might get a little this week. But they've already got a running back there. So he might get moved into the in some plays where they move into the slot as a wide receiver. They could do some things with him, but he's not going to get the kind of playing time that a real running back's going to get. So we'll see what happens with that. It's interesting what they're going to do with Le'Veon Bell, but as of right now, he's just a handcuff to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. In the wide receiver side, you're starting Kelsey, you're starting Tyreek Hill, you're starting the defense. You're probably starting. You might even be starting Hardman if you need a guy, depending on how your team's made up. So there's a lot, like I said every week, you're starting everybody on the Chiefs. You're starting the ball boy. You're starting their wives. You're starting everybody. On the Broncos side, you're not starting as many guys. If Fant ain't playing, I don't say start anybody. Anybody. You might have to start Locke because if your quarterback's out, but there's plenty of other guys you can start. The running backs are a mess over there now. The other guy's drinking and driving. Hey, what's up? It's party. What are you doing? You just got here. You're partying? And then now you got Lindsey in there who's come back from injury. It's just a nightmare on the Broncos side. I'm not big on that. I am big on them being home and being the high up air. That's good. But everything else is dog shit. So I wouldn't put anybody in the Broncos, and it's pretty much just a Chiefs game, which makes it a game, and it's all Chiefs on the fantasy side. The next game, 49ers-Patriots. Last time they played, the 49ers beat them, and they killed them, too. That was an interesting game. Garoppolo coming back. On the 49ers side, I don't know if you're starting Garoppolo. I don't know who you're starting on the running back side. Kittle, you're starting the tight end. Maybe you're starting Ayuk or Debo, but I don't know against the Patriots. Patriots, they always have a good defense. Their offense is a little up in the air. Their offense is, people figured out their offense pretty quick. Oh, we're gonna run the ball with Cam Newton at the 1 yard line all the time. Okay, we'll do that. We've got something for that. On the Patriots side, I don't know if you're starting Cam this week. I have to start Damian Harris because I have no other running backs on one team. I just don't feel comfortable with the other guys. I think I have DK Dobbins or JK Dobbins. I don't know. No, I have Mark Ingram who isn't even playing. So I have to start Damian Harris. So we'll just sit there like this the whole game. Julian Edelman, I guess you're starting if you have to. And I'd go with the Patriots defense. That's about it. So there's not really for as good of a game as this was last year. This year, I don't think this is a very good game. And it's definitely not a good fantasy game. So 49ers Patriots is meh. Let's get through these last couple of games. We got 4 games left. Let's just bang through these so we can get to the last couple parts. Bucks Raiders, the Super Bowl from a couple years ago. Brady, you might be starting. He's a backup in some leagues. He's starting in some leagues. The 2 wide receivers are starting, Evans and Godwin, even though Evans had a shit game last week. You put too much into him not to start him. I don't know if you're starting Gronkowski. You might be starting the defense. Defense is playing well. Ronald Jones is second. Are you starting him? Maybe. If he's a guy, he had a good game last week. Very good game. Can he keep it up? I don't know. We'll see. On the Raiders side, Josh Jacobs is starting. David Carr, probably not unless you need somebody to start. And Waller. And that's about it on the Raiders side. So this is a decent fantasy game. It's probably going to be the game on Fox. But, the Bucs are going to be the game every week because of Tom Brady. But I kind of like I like the Raiders a little bit in this game, but I can see the Bucs winning this game. Even though the Raiders are at home. So get some revenge for that Super Bowl 20 years ago. Really good game here. And there's some fantasy impact too. Steelers, Titans. I don't know if you're starting Roethlisberger, but you're definitely starting Connor if you have him. Juju Smith-Schuster. People are throwing Chase Claypool in there now. I would be hesitant, but if you have a spot that you need to fill, go with it. The defense you're starting. That's about it on the Steelers side. Maybe the tight end if you need somebody. On the Titans side, you're going with maybe Tannehill. I've seen him in a couple leagues starting. You're definitely going Derrick Henry. A.J. Brown you're going with. And that's about and the Titans defense. These two teams are put together very similarly. And this is going to be a good game, I think. I don't think it's going to be a lot of points scored, but I think it's going to be a good game. And I'll go with the Titans because they're at home. The Jaguars and Chargers, not a good game. There is some fantasy aspect to this, though. On the Jaguars, I like the Chargers in this game, number one. On the Jaguars side, people are starting Minshew. He's putting up some points, so I guess, if you got him and you're going to start him, go ahead. Robinson is definitely a start because he's getting points. I think his point total is starting to level off. He's not putting up 30 like he was before. DJ Chark you're going with if he's playing. That's about it. LaVisca, Chenault, I don't know about that. I think that was a one-time thing. That's the kind of thing you have to put him in there in the right situation. Is this the right situation? I don't know. Chargers defense is okay. They can definitely come off the edge and sack your quarterback, though. The defense I wouldn't start. And that's about it. On the Chargers side, we're looking at Joshua Kelly and Justin Jackson. I have to start Joshua Kelly because Jaguars defense is dog shit against the run, so we're going with that. We're just hoping to get some points out of that. And we did okay with Boston Scott. See if we can finish it off with Joshua Kelly. How's that for a fantasy football backfield for you? Joshua Kelly and Boston Scott. Who thought that's going to get you a win? If it does, we'll see. Justin Herbert's throwing the ball around, so maybe if you have a guy on the bench, go with him. Keenan Allen, if he's playing, I saw he's questionable, but that's something you got to keep your eye on. Hunter Henry, starting him. And I'd go with the Chargers defense because Jaguars they're all over the place. Even though Minshew's playing well, they can get to him plenty and probably get a pick or two. And the Monday night game, I like the Rams in this game, actually. The Bears, I don't know who you're starting here besides the defense. David Montgomery, if you have him, you're probably starting him. Nick Foles, I don't know about that. Allen Robinson, you're definitely starting. That's about it on the offensive side. Maybe Jimmy Graham. On the Rams side, I don't know about Jared Goff. And 2 wide receivers, you're probably starting if you need them, especially if one of the guys you had went down or was on a bye, like Michael Thomas, which happened to me. Tyler Higbee, if he's your tight end, you're starting him, but I'm not real comfortable with that one. The Rams defense probably starting because the Bears on offense aren't that great. So, and I like the Rams. So that's the preview. That always takes a little while, but we get through it every week, and hopefully it helps. Maybe it changes. It makes you think about some guys you may need to pick up. So outside of that, I'm gonna show you. Boom. Vegas Squares. And thank you, Vegas Squares, for tweeting out some stuff about me. Thank you very much. Back at you with this. Want to get an inside look at recreational sports betting? Then check out the Vegas Squares podcast brought to you by 12 Ounce Sports. Check them out every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Zingo TV, channel 761. And again on Wednesday nights for the new golf betting show. Check out their website at lvsquares.com. That's the Vegas Squares exclusively on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. And also, don't forget, check out James and the Agent Wednesdays, 8 to 9:30. Also, on 12 Ounce Sports. We got all the good guys. And we're getting more. Check out the Jungle guys. And that leads us into best bets. So we're going to go through this pretty quickly and finish up with Love is Nice. But let's do this. If you're following us last week, as a total, all three of us went 8-1. But there were some doubles in there, so that's kind of, yeah. But the old man leading the way, 13-6-1. How about that? If you're taking his action, you're up $640 and $100 a pop. So we'll go with him first. His first pick is, we're looking. Here it is, Jacksonville plus 7.5 on the road against the Chargers. He also is taking the 49ers. We're getting 2. Ooh, now we're up to 2.5. You're taking the bet now. We have a 2. That went up 2.5 now. And his final pick is the Bills. Ooh, we had them at 11. Now they're minus 10.5. So the old man takes Jacksonville plus 7.5, San Fran plus 2.5, and Buffalo minus 11. The book went 2-1 last week. He's at a 2. He is. You lost the juice if you're using his picks. He went 2-1 last week. Overall, he's 9-2, which will lay you back 90. We'll stay on this game right here because he's taking the Jets. 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 Boy, he really likes. He has his system and he goes with his system. His system is home dogs, and that proves he's in. He's all in. Home dogs. So he's going with that. He's also taking the Houston Texans at home, getting 4. And his last pick is the Denver Broncos getting 8. Boy, they were 9.5 a little while ago. I mean, hours ago, they were 9.5. They're 8 now. That game moved. I guess they heard. They heard who was picking. And the line went down 1.5. This guy's like the guy from Casino. They give it the Bears. And they changed the whole line for him. Same guy. So that's the books picks are the Jets plus 11 or whatever you're going to get them at. Houston plus 4 and Denver now plus 8. Talkman picks. Talkman's picking. I've been doing okay. I told you I knew we were going to come back. I went 3-0 last week and went 3-0 the week before, 6-0. As soon as I said pick against me because I'm doing horribly, 6-0. Everything I say is wrong. And let that segue into my picks. Detroit plus 2.5. I do not like Atlanta, and I think Detroit's playing a little better. Carolina plus 7. Taking a lot of road teams to cover. Except for this one, we are also taking the Broncos plus 8. Now we had them plus 9.5. I'll stick with them, losing 1.5 here. I will go with the Broncos plus 8. So that is the best bets of the week this week. And good luck. Oh, and the suicide picks. Boy, my suicide picks have been horrible. But I'll give you one anyway. The Rams. I like the Rams this week. You gotta wait till Monday night to find out, but I like the Rams this week at home. So that is the best bets of the week. So good luck to you guys with your games, fantasy and all. And except for playing me. Playing me, go screw yourself. Hope you lose by 100. That's it for that. And now we're getting in. Let's calm it down a little bit. We're going to calm it down a little bit. Biscotti Gourmet offers this is BiscottiGourmet.com. It offers a new take on an old Italian tradition, soft-baked mini biscotti with many delightful flavors. Lemon's my favorite. I love that. It's got the go on top. Go to BiscottiGourmet.com. Use the promo code TALKMAN. It's a different promo code for this because this is somebody I know. Go and use the promo code TALKMAN. That's TALKMAN for 20% off your order. Any flavor is a wonderful compliment with your coffee in the morning or as a guilty pleasure treat. This is a segment of the show we call Love is Nice and sponsored by BiscottiGourmet.com. Love is Nice is for the guys and gals out there that are in that special relationship where she tells you what to do and you do it. When she says, we're going to watch what I want to watch on Sunday because your stupid fantasy team's gay. this is what you're going to watch. And I'd like to show you what you're going to watch. We're going to go over that a little bit. So let's get into that real quick. And a quick preview. We're not starting. They're not starting shows at 1 o'clock anymore. They're starting them at 12. They're starting them at noon. Usually, she doesn't even want you to watch pregame. We're watching this, and here's what we're watching. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it goo all over her. God, these shows. Let it snow. That girl's from something. There's always a girl from a show from why I think that's the Full House girl. She was young and now she's just all right. Let it snow. When a resort executive, and I'm trying to lay it out for anybody who's out there just listening to the audio. Let it snow. When a resort executive is sent to a lodge in Maine, she's a resort executive to a lodge in Maine with instructions to turn into an ultra-modern resort. She finds a charming lodge loaded with holiday spirit and makes a connection with the owner's handsome son. Ooh. She's a resort executive. She goes against it. She's not going to be a resort executive for long if she goes out there and wants to do something different than what the people who run the job she works at. She can get fired. She's going to have to live in this resort. She can live in the utility room. Dumb bitch. Oh, pussycats. I like pussycats. I am a cat guy. I do like cats. 9 Lives of Christmas. Zachary Stone, a handsome bachelor with distaste for responsibility. The guy's always a schmuck, always a scumbag in some way. He's always got the negative connotation to it. Doesn't want to be responsible. Sees his life change before his eyes when he decides to stop a stray cat and adopt this woman who's going to make him responsible. It's always the same bullshit with these guys. That's 2 o'clock, 9 Lives of Christmas. I'll watch it just for the cats. I'd rather watch the pussycat thing they do. Whatever they do on the Animal Channel or whatever that is. Whatever. At 4 o'clock, Jingle Bell Bride. What? Wedding planner Jessica. Wedding planner is sent to a remote town in Alaska. Alaska? What do you do in Alaska? To find a rare flower for... You know, with these, who writes this crap? A rare flower. Just have somebody out there pick it and send it to you. Spend the $8 on the friggin' mail. Idiot. Send some girl out there. That's a plane ticket. You gotta pay her. Idiots. All right. Charmed by the small town. Charmed by a small town Alaska. UFOs get there and pick people up and take them away forever. During Christmas, as well as a handsome botanist helping her. You gotta pay for the botanist too? Come on. So it's Julie something and some dude. Lame. Right before Christmas. Right before Christmas, I threw up. Jessica sends Christmas cards. So they're special to her, the aunt. I saw this, I've done this one already. Special to her, the aunt who raised her, the brother, an aging pop star. Give me a break. The teacher inspired her, and her friend that always tells the truth stars Tori Lovato and Chad Michael Meyer. He used to make actual movies. Now he makes this crap right before Christmas. Give me a break. At 8, and that's at 6 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, we're still at Chateau Christmas. They're going to chateaus. Margot, she's a world famous pianist. She's world famous with her hands. She's never. All right, this is so lame. Return to the chateau at Christmas. Spend time to spend the holiday with her family. Rediscover her passion for music. She's a world famous pianist. How does she have to rediscover her passion? She's getting paid all day to do this and do this. That's what she's doing with her hands. Don't give me that. Then we'll go to 10 o'clock. Another girl from a sitcom. Christmas in Rome. Angela, American tour guide in Rome. Give me a break. Agrees to teach a culture shock business. Culture shock. Never been to Rome. Named Oliver about the heart of Rome and Christmas. Heart of Rome and Christmas. Rome's like one of the worst places to go. It's got the Vatican there. Vatican's there is a shithole. You don't go there. You get raped. Unless... In the process, both may find Rome is where the heart is. Give me a break. This is over. All right. Thank you for watching. That was Love is Nice. And that's the end of this. Good luck this weekend. I'll see you next week.